shove it inside, or at least put it like inside their lips and scrub around. Large amounts of semen. Metronidazole. Oh my god, my titty almost came out. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I thought I would bring back my girl talks, which you guys know. And I started off the year with the kind of whole leveling up, like how to become like a better version or new version of yourself. And I'm like, okay, oh god, what have I got? And I'm like, okay, cool. We're done with that now. We all know that for the past year, all of my girl talks have been very like how to maintain your body, how to maintain your personal hygiene, losing your virginity, breakups, all of that stuff. And I'm so grateful, because it seems like when I ask people online what type of topics they want me to continue to talk about, it's always something about learning about yourself or something hygiene related. And woof, when I tell you I love a hygiene related video, like I love a hygiene related video. Today's video, if you haven't already read the title, is why does my vagina smell? And no, I'm not talking about mine personally. It's just a common question that is actually quite a highly searched question in terms of within like the Google search engine. It's quite a highly searched topic and question. It's something that I feel like as women, we are definitely scared to talk to our friends about, our partners about, our parents about, because no one wants to sit there and admit that they've got like a smelly vagina or what they feel is a smelly vagina. No one wants to admit that potentially there is something wrong as to why. It's just an uncomfortable conversation. I just want to start by saying that a vaginal odor doesn't always mean that there is a problem. Naturally, our vaginas have smells. They don't smell like absolutely nothing. Anyone says that their vagina smells like water, well, I don't know if that's necessarily healthy, because girl, we all got a pH balance and we need to try and keep it at a nice neutral place. And typically our vaginas come with an odor. It's there, it is what it is. Doesn't matter how many times you clean yourself, it has just like a natural scent, and everybody's scent is different. So I don't want to start off by making it seem like anyone whose vagina's got an odor has BV or an infection or an STI. That is not what we are doing here. It is literally about the reasons as to why it could be like that and the best ways to rectify it. There are different ways of your vagina smelling outside of just its normal generic scent. I'm just going to list a couple of the ways. So you have the stereotypical, or the most known or commonly known smell or description, which is the fishy odor. There is like the tangy or fermented odor, which is quite like tart and sour almost, is how a lot of people will describe it. There's the coppery smell, which will typically happen before, during and after your menstrual cycle, your period, because well, coppery smell is usually associated with blood. The chemical, like almost like a freshly cleaned new smell, is a way that people have described it. People have described their smells as sweet as well. There's the rotting smell, which literally smells like death and decay, and that one is absolutely horrible. That is something that typically comes from something quite internal and quite deep inside. And there is the BO smell, I believe it's called, almost like sweat, like the overly odorous type of smell. None of these are necessarily so alarming that you need to be having a heart attack and be like, oh my god, I am dying and I need my GP ASAP. Why is there hair on my, oh, got it. But all of them are definitely noticeable. Smells change all the time, like I said. Number one of the first things that can influence the smell of your vagina is, strangely enough, red meat and dairy. Us human beings that are stereotypically carnivores, I know it's hard, but yes, red meat and dairy typically affect your diet, typically affect the smell of your vagina. There is a link between your diet and the smell of your body, just in general, whether it's armpits or vaginas. And unfortunately, red meat and dairy can influence your pH balance, and that is not good. Excessive amounts of alcohol. I personally don't drink, but I know that there are people who have like a drink here and there. So let me just make it, oh my god, my titty almost came out. Let me just make it abundantly clear. I am not saying that any alcohol is like, oh my god, if you have 2 glasses of wine a week, you're gonna change your vagina smell forever. I'm talking about excessive drinking, binge nights, alcoholics, that can unfortunately have a knock-on effect on the pH balance of your vagina. And when I tell you, that shit can make it not good at all. And it's so crazy how just what we take in through our mouth can affect what comes out down the bottom. Scented body washes, shower gels, scrubs, they are not our friends. Like, they are not meant for the vagina. Now, I have advocated before for using unscented shower gels and scrubs around the outside area of your vagina, but never inside. I feel like it's a very common mistake that people think that if they shove it inside, or at least put it like inside their lips and scrub around, it's going to help or it's going to make it smell better. It does not. It fucks with the pH balance of your vagina, and then you're just going to be crying in a week's time because it literally just backfired. So what we need to do instead is very much use unscented products. I am a huge fan of using products that are well suited for babies and children, because I find that typically they do not have all the added extras and the perfumes in it that we use on our bodies. It is not okay to use scented or perfumed body washes inside your vagina. Cigarettes, smoking. I would like to do more research to see, can I speak? Research to see if it's just cigarettes or if it's anything like weed or any other shishas, anything like that. But so far I know that there is a definite correlation between cigarettes. I feel like in general, cigarettes has a knock-on effect in so many ways. Like it can cause things like bad odor from underneath your armpits, like BO. It can cause things like halitosis. Like there are so many different things cigarettes can cause. The smell of it in general is just not cute. But yes, the intake of so much nicotine can definitely fuck with your vaginal walls and your pH balance. Large amounts of semen. Yes, while everybody is out here trying to take gucky and just live their best life for a weekend or every day, however you prefer to have sex, clean yourselves afterwards. I've definitely done an after sex video, which I will link here for you guys, but I've done an after sex video before, and it is so crucial to make sure that you clean yourself up after. Things like semen, which then leads me on to the next point, which is also rough sex, can have such a harsh effect on the smell of your vagina. Too much semen increases the pH number of your vagina anyway, because semen in general is quite high in the pH scale, and we don't really need those off balances. And if it is something that is such a regular occurrence alongside rough sex, can lead to things like vaginal tears. The tears can lead to inflammation or swelling inside your vagina, and that then can lead to a pretty nasty odor. Douching, you may want to get rid of all the discharge and all the muck and whatnot that your vagina secretes, I think is a good word. We don't like douching. It is so bad. In effect, what you are doing is pushing the water back up higher inside of your vagina instead of cleaning out all the bacteria. I know for the most part a lot of it will come out, but it still leaves residue, and that residue can definitely alter your vaginal odor. And last but not least, yes, everybody has a period. Every girl goes through the menstrual cycle, but using tampons can also affect it. Now, I understand the cleanliness of a tampon. I understand that if you need to be out and about, wear a certain outfit, want to go swimming, want to do whatever you need to do, tampons are a lot more clean. They're a lot more discreet when it comes to hiding the fact that you are on your period. Nobody likes a pad just flailing around. No one likes to open their bag and their pads are just hanging out. But trust me when I say that potentially the alternate use between the two is probably better for the smell of your vagina than consistently shoving a tampon up and inside. I think what is important is to also write down your symptoms, the smells, in a very detailed way, because let me tell you what happens very commonly with doctors and GPs. You go to them, you say, my vagina is smelling like this, it's acting out, and they will prescribe you with what is one of the most common tablets and antibiotics for BV, metronidazole. And when I think that's how you pronounce it. And when I tell you this shit is strong, there are ways that our body can overcome a lot of different things, especially our vaginas, they're self-cleaning anyway, but there are definitely a lot of ways that we can get through the bad odors, natural home remedies, changing our diet, changing the things we drink and eat, like swapping out alcohol for water every now and again. It does not harm anyone. In fact, it does your body a whole load of good. Instead of just sucking up and taking pills because the doctor said you have BV. You might not even have BV, you might just have a slightly off pH balance in which you can fix at home yourself. The saddest part about things like metronidazole is that you take it for a week, your coochie smells like roses, we love a nice fresh smelling vagina. It gets rid of everything bad, but what it actually is doing is getting rid of all the bacteria. So when the bacteria that you actually need, the good ones and some bad ones, start to come back again, because like I mentioned before, unfortunately it is a recurring situation for some people. You're pissed all over again, back on the same metronidazole, and it's just a vicious cycle. There are things like wipes that you can do. There are things like drinking an abundance of water. Now, I know people say that cranberry juice helps, and it can sometimes help specifically with UTIs, but you have to make sure that that thing is like unsweetened, no sugar, like pure raw cranberry juice. But you're better off just drinking 2 to 3 liters of water a day and flushing it out. The more you go to the toilet, the more it flushes it out. Avoid wearing tight underwear, avoid wearing silk, like maybe even go commando. Fuck it, don't wear underwear for like a week or 2 and watch and see how better it smells if you do think you have things like BV or just a slightly off pH balance. There are so many other ways to fix it. Now, for the ones that are unfortunately slightly worse, the discharge is changing color and all of that good shit, then definitely go to your GP. You could have an STD or STI. You could have a bacterial, viral or fungal infection, because you can have all of them. You could have tears inside your vagina. It could be that, I don't know, you forgot your tampon stuck up there. You could have got an infection from said tampon, because unfortunately, depending on how long you use tampons for and leave them in for, they can become toxic and enter into your bloodstream. There are so many other reasons that I would definitely say to go to a GP, nurse, doctor, whatever, and figure out. I am not any of those. I'm not a gynecologist. These are just things that I've learned, taught myself, been told about, that I feel like can really aid in making your odors smell better. I am going to give you guys 7 ways to get rid of your vaginal odor and or make it smell better. Number 1, and this definitely falls into my old feminine hygiene video, even though that was like a full body one, this one's specifically for your coochie. Practice good hygiene. Now, I feel like it is such a, like, I don't even, what the fuck am I even saying it for? I feel like it should be common knowledge, but you would be so surprised how many women and men, but women in this particular video, do not practice good hygiene. They don't shower or wash before they go to bed. Some of them don't even shower every day. Like, there are different things that us women can sometimes do that is genuinely jaw-droppingly shocking. Like, is everyone all right? Why are you not cleaning yourself? Please, whatever you do, even if it's the bare minimum of wiping in between your legs regularly, i.e. daily, ideally 2 times a day if you can, but daily, mandatory daily, wash and bathe in between your crevices, in between your vagina, in between your asshole, your asshole. Make sure you clean all of that up, all the sweat and bacteria that is there. It needs to be gone. Number 2, use only exterior deodorizing products. Said this earlier in the video. Don't be shoving no perfumed or scented body wash, sprays, anything up or inside. Keep it on the outside, keep it away from your vagina, keep it clear of anything that could cause infections or an imbalance of your pH. Number 3, change your underwear very regularly. You normally wear things like satin, lace, polyester. Try and keep it 100% cotton. Now, you will figure out as time goes on whether your vagina can or can't handle it. I very much am fine with silk and lace and stuff, but what I do notice is that if I wear it too often, it starts to irritate me, and therefore I'll go straight back to 100% cotton. Yes, you can find sexy 100% cotton underwear. I feel like there's this thing we have in our head that, oh, it's only sexy if it's lace, it's only sexy if it's silk. No, honey. You can definitely pull off a cotton. Every now and again, sure, live your best life. It's Valentine's Day. Open up your crotches, free up the things. Let your man inside, like, dress up for him, put on some lingerie, do what you gotta fucking do. But on everyday situation, try and avoid it if you can. Consider a pH product. Now, this can be an over-the-counter product. This can be probiotics that aid in the good balance of your pH. Consider it. Doesn't need to be a necessary thing. Like, I am not someone that is here like, take tablets, take this, and I don't even like taking paracetamol, let alone anything else, but I am all here for vitamins, and I'm all here for probiotics, and I'm all here for a healthier inside, because it definitely reflects on the outside too. Things like essential oils are really good, especially when they're diluted. You can put them in the bath. Make sure you Google and check which ones are good for your vaginal health and just your body in general. Not every oil is supposed to be there. Like, I'm not really sure you're supposed to just be squirting some tea tree oil down there, if you know what I mean. Like, that's not going to be very friendly for your vagina, is it? So essential oils are really, really nice, and they can be really healthy, and they can be really relaxing. So it's kind of like 3 things in one, you know? If you are unfortunately at a place where the odor has got to a point where it is because of an infection, treatments. Prescriptive treatments, prescription treatments. Do not sit here and just take everything I've said in this video and be like, oh, that's the only thing that I can do. Fuck a prescription. No, honey. It's about you writing down exactly how your vagina is responding, writing down exactly where you think everything is going wrong, and if you are at a stage of needing the prescription, get a fucking prescription, because what you don't want to do is allow it to become so inflamed, allow the odor to be so poignant that everyone around you can smell it. We don't need that. We're going to nip it in the bud as soon as it becomes a thing. Last but not least, apple cider vinegar is actually really, really good. I know that sounds crazy, and I know apple cider vinegar is something that a lot of people will put in like their smoothies and stuff like that, and or even just take it as like a shot in the morning, but there's a reason that people ingest it. We love it. I feel like apple cider vinegar in like a nice long bath, warm, not boiling hot, is always really, really nice. It cleanses you, cleans all the toxins out and all the bad bacteria out. So those are definitely some things that I would say to help aid the odor of your vagina. If there is anything else that I've missed out, please comment below and let me know. These are just some pointers that I have learned, and I feel like let's start off the new year. Second month even of the new year, we are in February. Let's start off the second month of the new year on a nice healthy hygiene video. How we mean to go on, we start as we mean to go on. I hope this has been helpful. If there is anything I've missed, please do comment and let me know. But if not, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.